What's up everyone, welcome to day 2 of the At My Chord Melody challenge. In the previous lesson you learned a bit about chord melody and you started working on a chord melody arrangement of We Are the Champions. Today you'll do a bit of revision to reinforce some of the concepts you learned and you'll carry on with the arrangement. Having said that, let's start going through some of the things I want everyone to fully understand by the end of this video. As I said last time, you have a chord melody arrangement when you play chords and melody at the same time. It's important to understand that you don't have to play a chord for every note, unless you want to. So the number of chords can vary, and it certainly depends on the melody. In fact, don't forget that the melody is the most important aspect to consider when composing an arrangement. You want the melody to be easily recognizable, and you don't want to make it unclear by using too many chords. Another thing to remember is that the melody should always be the top note, meaning the highest note in pitch within a chord. Okay, now it's time to keep working on We Are the Champions. The part of the melody that you're gonna be arranging today is this one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's get started. Last time you stopped at measure 9. Now you carry on and you have 6, 5, 6, and then on the next 6, which is an E flat, you actually add the chord with this voicing. 3, 3, 3, 6. This is another way of playing E flat. Remember, when composing chord melody arrangements, you have to look for some alternative chord shapes so that you can respect the melody and at the same time play the chord you need. After this, you have a little arpeggio, 6, 3, 6, and then you have A flat, 3, 4, 3. This is the same G shape you use for B flat during lesson 1, remember? And it is played twice. Notice that I'm not playing the 4th string. Let's put everything together. 1, 2, 3. And again. Okay, so I played this twice because it is actually repeated twice in the arrangement. Now you have again 6, 5, 6, and then E flat. Then you have 8. And now you have a B flat chord and the melody here is on fret number 8. So I decided to play this chord, 0, 5, 6, 8. This is not exactly a B flat, but it works very well. It's important to mention that when you compose a chord melody arrangement, you can change chords to suit the melody more, or in general to make your arrangement more interesting. You carry on and you have 10. Then you have a C minor and the melody here is on fret 10, which is a G by the way. So I use the same shape I use for B flat. You see? It works well and I only have to move my previous chord shape 2 frets down rather than changing shape, which could have been more difficult. This chord though is a C5 rather than a C minor, but it's totally fine. Let's put this part together. Let's see what you have next. So here the melody is quite demanding, but you don't have to include a lot of chords. In fact, you're gonna have 10, 10, 12, 12, 12, and then B flat with fret 13 as your top note. So again, another shape for a very common chord. And I'm sure you've noticed this is the same shape you used before for E flat. If you find it difficult, just play the 1st and the 2nd string, like this. All together, 1, 2, and now let's finish measure 16. So here you alternate B flat major 7 with B flat, and so it goes, major 7, major and major 7. Again, if you find it too hard, just play the 1st and the 2nd string, like this. When you put everything together from measure 13 to 16, this is what you get. 1, 2. Now let's see how this part ends. You simply strum B flat using the most common shape, 3, 2, 1, 1. So you have down, down, up, down. One more time. Down, down, up, down. You repeat this 3 times. And then you strum AC. I'm using this shape, 5-4-3-3. So you simply move the B flat shape you were playing 2 frets down, but feel free to use the usual C shape if you prefer. Okay, now let's play all you learned today very slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now a few tips for more experienced players. So if you want, every time you play this, add a slide on the first note, like this. And then start strumming. Down, up, down, down. So you will have 1, 2, 3. By the way, like in lesson 1, for the right hand, I'm using the thumb for the 4th and the 3rd string, the index for the 2nd string, and the middle finger for the 1st string. And now for the second part, let's add a few extra slides. So in measure 14, you will have E flat, then you slide to 8 from 6, then B flat, slide to 10 from 8, and C5. Then 10, 10, and another slide to 12, and then the rest is the same. All together, 4, 5, 6. Now let me play the entire arrangement with these variations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. And now let's talk about the assignment. So your assignment is to learn and record the second part of this arrangement, the one that I taught you today. Do it very slowly, and I would say for now, just record the second part. However, revise what you learned in lesson 1 as well. As last time, if you feel that you want to challenge yourself, try to add some of the variations that I showed you. You can just add a few of them. And of course, if you want, work on your own variations. And don't forget to visit my link in bio or the description, depending on where you're watching this, to access all the material that you need for this lesson. By the way, this is totally free. Remember to use the hashtag @mychordmelody and mention me in your stories or posts. So make sure you add @ukulelelovers1. By doing that, I can see your assignments and you'll have the chance of winning a fabulous Scala all solid mahogany tenor ukulele. Moreover, I will reshare your work in my stories and you will receive personalized feedback from me. Having said that, I'm looking forward to your assignments and I will see you in a few days with the third lesson of this challenge, where you will start composing your own chord melody arrangement. Ciao!